Hi, I'm Steve Broomfield. I'm your Conservative Councillor for One Horton Heath, and just here to update you on the vote that was held last night on the One Horton Heath project. This is the document that we voted on yesterday, and effectively what we've done, thanks to Liberal Democrat votes, is hand control of the process over to council officers and the cabinet member for building houses. Basically, there are lots of problems in this document. There are many unanswered questions about drainage, about roads, about parking, about the access to the site during building process. None of those can be answered yet because we don't know. We've just given the council the power to pretty much do what it wants with one or two exceptions. I'm very disappointed. I voted against it, obviously. Unfortunately, one of your Liberal Democrat councillors from One Horton Heath didn't turn up at the meeting. The vote went through, the motion passed. I'm very, very disappointed. Paul, you were there last night. What's your view of the whole thing?
Well, thanks, Steve. Look, I went last night and I spoke about my objections, which are exactly the same concerns as yours. And I'm really disappointed in the fact that Liberal Democrat councillors, not Conservative councillors, but Liberal Democrat councillors, have voted to give unprecedented power to officers, unelected officers, to ram this plan through with 2,500 houses without answering the many concerns that you and I and residents have raised about traffic implications, about the loss of green space, about the fact that Eastleigh Borough Council don't even have a concrete plan to manage the traffic implications of this scheme over the next 15 years, and they admitted that. And it's really disappointing that your residents in Fair Oak and Horton Heath are being taken for granted. I mean, one of your colleagues, a Liberal Democrat colleague who couldn't be bothered to show up at the meeting last night because he lives in Portsmouth, didn't show up to represent his residents' behalf. You did. You voted against that scheme, for which I'm very grateful. But what residents now have to remember is that this is a Liberal Democrat plan being presented and built by a Liberal Democrat council. And the only way that we can really put a stop to this is to continue to get residents to pressure the council into changing their plans and listening and working with us to make sure that we can try and make this development better.
As your Conservative councillor, I will continue to fight this. I'll continue to represent you as my residents. I'm part of your community. You'll see me around Fair Oak and Horton Heath every day. I stand against this process. I stand against this plan. I think it's not right for Fair Oak and Horton Heath, not right for Eastleigh, and most of all, it's not right for the residents who have to live with it day in and day out for the next 15 years.